All right, everybody, we're here again. Again, we're focusing on open guard and specifically the seated guard position. Again, the main thing that we're trying to explain though is that we're splitting jiu-jitsu into certain components to make it clear, all right, what your goal is in these scenarios. We're focusing on guard, so right now we've split jiu-jitsu into the top position, the bottom position. The top player, all right, looking at getting past the legs and attacking from there. The bottom player, understanding how to grip the body, is to attach as much control as possible to your opponent, and then with that control, notice which attacking options are the best option. The main thing that we're going to do also with the bottom players, we're going to split jiu-jitsu into two main components in terms of guarded player. We're going to split, all right, our gripping portions of the body into the lower body and the upper body, from the waist down, the lower body, from the waist up, the upper body. Generally, that's dictated by his posture. And there's two main ways he's going to present: in a standing position with high shoulders, or in a crouched position with his arms in front of his legs, or a kneeling position. Even though there's three different postures, there's only two places we can grip: the upper body or the lower body. And based on his posture, I have to grip one of those areas. And when I do, it dictates my attacks. Again, if he's in that standing position and I find good access to his legs, normally I have higher success with pushing him off balance by forcing him towards his back, him falling over, me completing a sweep. Or forcing him towards his face, making him post his hands on the mat, climbing up onto his back and securing a back take. If instead he's in a crouching position, all right, or a kneeling position, and I find good control of his arms, I'm normally going to have higher success climbing on his upper body in some way and finding some form of submission attack. Okay, and then completing that submission, because normally, again, the closer I climb to the grips that I had already, the more likely I'm going to use a really powerful part of my body against a not so powerful part of his. So generally, again, if we apply those ideas, we're going to have more success with whatever goal we're applying or looking for or seeking out. So we're going to have a look at now, again, even though it might not be the best option, always, or the most simple option, we can always achieve all three outcomes in any type of control, right? A sweep, a back take, or a submission. And again, we're going to start looking at some submissions of the legs from the seated position. Now, what we're going to look at this time is, again, entering another strong leg attack from the seated guard, but we're going to have a look at one of his most common defensive options for that outside heel hook attack. So again, we're going to enter the same way. I'm going to come underneath his heel, cupping that leg, and when I'm ready, I'm going to throw this leg over his hip, and I'm going to extend my hips, making sure that I push that hip behind his heel so that he falls. And as he falls, I'm in a deep attacking situation where, again, I can start looking for the heel or whatever. Now, it's very common here. This is probably one of the easier positions to defend in terms of the heel hook attacks. Okay, it's pretty easy for Lucas to hide his heel on the outside of my body. I'm going to find that heel. I'm trying to do that really well, and all he's going to do is start turning the heel into my rib cage. Okay, so as I'm trying to look for the heel and I'm trying to pull his leg this way to expose the heel, he's working really hard to rotate it in the opposite direction, and now it's hard for me to catch that heel. And because I can't catch that heel, I'm going to transition to another attack. Now, normally to do this, he's going to elevate his hips, which is going to help me transition to the other attack. Because again, if he's seated on the floor and that heel is exposed because I'm using my leg to kind of create that space for the heel, I'm going to find it easy to get there. But he lifts his hips and I can't turn his knee back because he's pushing his weight in this direction. But he creates space under his leg. So what I'm going to do is keep holding the leg, is I'm going to transition my butt to the opposite side of his knee. I'm going to rotate my body into this position here, almost like I'm attacking a knee bar. Now, it is possible for me to attack a knee bar, but it's pretty easy for him to start turning his knee again. And again, once we land here, we're going to transition back, okay, into our saddle inside heel hook. All right, we're here like this. It's super important, again, I don't let him run away from me completely, so I'm going to hold that foot so it's hard for him to get away, because again, it's hard for him to rotate in this direction now. And now I'm going to start climbing into position to finish on his leg. Okay, sometimes I'll have to kind of cup, right, at his calf here to start bending his knee. And as I'm able to bend his knee, again, I can expose that heel, put myself into a really strong position and start finishing. And again, there's a lot of transitionary things that happen here. We've gone through other heel hook entries, and if he does defend here well, we always have all these other options to transition back to and start attacking from here again to make it more difficult for him to rotate or whatever. So again, we're just going to have a look at that simple reaction. Right, we're here like this, and find that outside leg. We find that outside leg, I shoot my body into position, and he's making it hard for me. I transition my hips, and again, we're straight here like this. I can hold the toes to make it hard, lock my legs tight, I pull that into my armpit, and now I'm ready to finish here. Extension of my hips to finish. Really powerful heel hook, inside heel hook option, which is generally a more powerful finish than the outside heel hook.